so it depends what you get at the race. Here we go.
Here we go, underway with this heat of the Temple Challenge Cup, and out of the blocks, look at Nereus go. They must know the reputation, and this sort of rivalry goes back a long way in the Temple, Brookes and Nereus, but they are rocketing out here in the island.
But I like the way Brookes have built off the start there. Really simple, really leg-driven, not looking as aggressive and as sort of floundering around with the blades as Nereus, but to me that looks like a steam train that's building. Really like that start by the Brookes crew. Well done, boys.
Yeah, we had a great shot there, close-up of that Brookes crew, where you could just see the knees all hitting the deck together, and I think that leg timing is something that Brookes just have like a machine, right? They are metronomic with that drive, which is the part of the stroke that we push the boat along.
100%, and if I'm in the Brookes C crew, and I know that I'm racing a Nereus crew that's done 5:39 over 2K, which is fantastically quick, I know that we're going to have the race of our lives to do this. So I like the way they've built. What I would want to look for now is making sure that can we stay with them? Can we get that leg-driven stroke as we go through the barrier into the middle of the race?
That would be a statement, wouldn't it, if Oxford Brookes can row back this 3/4 of a length deficit to beat the premier crew from Amsterdam, from Nereus, because like we said, the depth that Brookes have, I said yesterday on the commentary, it was 99 athletes they have racing across this regatta. I was corrected earlier by Hugo Gulliver. Their calculations say 103 athletes in total for Oxford Brookes and Taurus racing here this week. But they're holding just that smidge of overlap here, Cam.
Well, we have 9 of them here, and they are doing a fantastic job of staying in touch, and that's just going to sow the seed of doubt. If I'm in Nereus and I've expended a lot of energy, I'm expected to win this race, and they're hanging with me, that's just going to put some doubt in my mind, not on home water, and I know that Brookes' reputation. So we are in for a race here.
We really are in for a race. You can see the stroke man there, Jasper Simons of Nereus. She's backed up by Koen van der Bak and Stijn Smoos. Sam Gerst then in the 5 seat, Antoinette Tillernes in the 4 seat, James Graham at 3, Martin Vorm in the 2 seat, and Klaas Boud for Nereus.
And I just saw there's a little bit of a sideways look, a little bit of doubt. So Jasper Simons in the 7th seat, just looking over the right-hand side. They're not gone, they're not gone. What's happening? And I can just see that sowing in the Nereus crew. Both crews looking as though they're rowing really nice and long. They're going to need to keep their technique going and their rhythm strong as the pressure just grows and grows.
Well, look at this. Oxford Brookes, if we were to sort of, denote this in terms of seats, they've now got, what, 5 seats of athletes overlapping here with Nereus. That's far more than they had back at the barrier and at the half mile.
Yeah, it's going to be a close race, and I think that this is going to be about who can make sure that they get their rowing right when the pressure is on. Lovely shot here of both crews, and to my eyes, it looks like Nereus is just a little bit higher in rate. To me, that's 2 ways. We can think, yes, great, they've got a high rate of striking, but Brookes have things in the tank. They can increase that rate of striking as long as they keep the length, as long as they keep the power. They have more boat speed to give. So here we go.
Well, Nereus, they're used to this. This is exactly what happened in their opening round against Edinburgh yesterday, where they got out to 3/4 of a length. They couldn't shake Edinburgh, and the same thing happening. A blueprint race here being laid out in this heat of the Temple Challenge Cup.
And Benjamin Ferris in the stroke seat just looks super calm. I like what he's doing. He's not worried about the other crew. He's backed up really nicely by his mate Jaco Overturf. They're just setting a rhythm. They're half a length. Let's sit here and let's start to move. Whereas this Nereus crew, they're going to have to defend this. Loving the race so far.
So this Brookes C crew, let's be fair, this is their 3rd 8 entered into this event, despite the entry in the Grand, in the ladies. This is actually, in fact, their 5th crew overall in terms of ranking, and they are putting the pressure all over the Dutchman from Nereus on the buck station.
And I could just see Emma Joy's shoulders move. I think she's made a call. That strike rate is just increased slightly. I hope you can appreciate on the left-hand side of your picture, the rate at which they're taking strokes is just increased, and they are moving back to within maybe, I think, 1/4 of a length. Here we go.
Oh, Oxford Brookes doing what they do best, which is really responding as a unit here. When it's asked of them, they will put themselves on the line to put them in a position to dominate and flood this round of the Temple Challenge Cup. They are creeping up ever so slowly on Nereus. They've got a few 100 metres left to row. They're about to enter the enclosures, and I think the noise level is going to be pretty deafening.
So if you're at home watching this, yes, they can can hear you, both Brookes and Nereus. They are hearing the cheers, and if you're having a prawn sandwich, I would make your way to the bank, because this is going to be exciting. What a race as we come into this last quarter.
Wow, here we go. What have Nereus got to respond? What cards have they got left to give? Yesterday they managed to win over Edinburgh by just half a length in the end, and this is actually closing to a narrower margin than that as Oxford Brookes give it one last go into the regatta enclosure.
And to me it looks like Brookes have just slightly gone, and they don't look like they have much more in the tank, whereas Nereus have kicked. Look at that shot there of the bow seat. I can see Klaus Baud and Martin Worm in the bows, just keeping that hull out of the water. They look nice and lively now. I wouldn't be surprised if we cut out and we see them in a little bit further in the lead. Really nice rowing from both crews.
Yeah, I think Oxford Brookes maybe just had to do something pretty marvellous to try and get the lead here, which was going early, but that is now paying itself back because they are exhausted. I'm sure little looks out of the crew. That's very rare to see, isn't it? From the centre of the boat, I think it was Sam Gerst in the 5 seat, just checking to see how close they were to Nereus, and that is, you're right, Cam, that has slipped back here.
But they're made of strong stuff, and I can see that Brookes have increased that rate of striking once again, and Nereus have responded, so both crews flat out. We can see the teeth. We can see those faces full of pain. This is going to go right down to the last 10, 15 strokes. Here we go.
Here we go. Oxford Brookes have one last go at this, but it's not going to be enough. I think they've run out of water here on this Berkshire station, and Nereus have, I think, will manage to get almost a length in hand towards the line, and that is indeed the price that Oxford Brookes will pay for that very brave move around Remenham. They had to do something, but Nereus will be the crew that progresses through in this Temple Challenge Cup by just over 3/4 of a length.
Awesome racing.
So there is the result. Nereus B will progress through in this event ahead of Oxford Brookes University C.